Wait, what? What? I didn't even put my 30-second banner up yet. Listen, I got myself all excited. By the way, John Duffin here, Duffin Media. I am thrilled to be back here bringing you another live coaching session. Yeah, we're going to make this work. We are not quite at the Ides of March. That's March 15th, if you're keeping score. But in the meantime, I am thrilled to get to be here and thrilled to get to lead an impromptu, but I believe very powerful coaching session, if I do say so myself. So guess what? I get to be live today on Facebook. So if you're seeing me on Facebook, and I can already see some people already coming into the class, so to speak, that's great. Give me a high sign, because if you were here, I want to know. I see counts of people, but if we want to customize this, make it literally direct to you so that I can directly benefit. I don't put anybody on the spot. I simply, like I said, get to acknowledge you properly. Drop a note in the comments and I'll know it's you. That's how I get to know. So I can focus on the matter at hand. And again, tweak the training to make it perfect for you individually. But anyway, if you're on Facebook, hey, good morning to you. If you happen to be joining me on LinkedIn, same rules apply. And so if you're seeing me on LinkedIn, drop a note in the comments of where you're watching it on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to give you a shout out. Also, too, in the world of YouTube, where it seems like at this moment, that's where most of the traffic happens to be, is on my YouTube channel, which makes me happy. Thank you for that. Give me a shout out. Ask me a question. Anything that comes up where you're unclear, you agree, disagree, have an example, want to elaborate or what have you, I'm right here. Okay? So, what is the point today? By the way, I do this thing, and it's not necessarily a good thing. So I've done some on-camera work, and I did some about a month ago for a television station in Philadelphia. Cheers to the 6ABC station that has me did a local spotlight segment. So why do I bring that up other than to sound very self-serving? And look at me. Well, here's why. Simply because here's a technique that's not a great one that I do. Thank God somebody brought it to my attention. So I do this, it seems like a lot. I don't know why, but I could still picture a key personnel member from the station literally would say, John, watch your hands, because it's a distraction. So I'm very cognizant of the fact that when I catch myself doing this, I try not to. Folks, I'm going to ask you. You don't have to raise your hand or what have you, but just keep it in mind. Is there any sort of a communications technique that you don't feel good about? I know that's a weird question, but I bring it up because, like me, we all have these quirks. We all have these quirks in regards to ways that we are able to work better, not work better, whatever the case may be, right? So, in the meantime, here's what we want to do today. I wanted to bring to light the following, which is this. We're late. I mean, it's mid-March in a couple of days. Ides of March on March the 15th. So that means if you use a standard calendar, we're deep towards the end of the first quarter. And so I get myself excited and I get myself nervous all at once, because remember in December, and you were filling out your planners and writing all your goals. If you were me, I was one of them, and leading training on it and participating in other people's training and watching Mel Robbins and the Dave Scatchards and the Brenda Burchards and Oprahs teaching me to prioritize my goals. And so this was going to be a absolutely crush quarter. So, yet here we are. How have things worked out for you? Have you exploded? Have you hit all your numbers? Is everything as you thought? Has everything turned out as you thought? Have you had any surprises? Any good surprises? I have. And I don't mean that to sound arrogant. I'm just going to simply say, for me, good surprises. I did more public address announcing in the first quarter of 2026 than I believe I did in all of 2025. Really, like, weird, right? That I got a lot of opportunity in regards to a basketball forum. I did a wrestling match for a high school. I'm really grateful for those opportunities, and they seem to work well. So I had a great quarter in regards to actual results in that forum. Oh, and I already shared about being on camera for a major television station in Philadelphia. And that was a great surprise for me, too. So there's some of the goods. Folks, if you have any strong surprises, things that have worked for you, or good news that you've had, drop them in the comments so I can see them and acknowledge them. Right? Did something happen in your world that worked out well? If so, drop a note in the comments. Great. Now, let me give you another example. Did you get any surprises that didn't work for you? In essence, that were problematic, things you didn't see coming, or if you saw them coming, you didn't do anything about them. I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but maybe there were certain things in your world you couldn't get around, and they did more damage than you thought they would do. I've talked about it before. I won't dwell on it a lot today, but I've had personal family loss, which has been brutal for me. And I don't want to use that as an excuse. I spoke with somebody the other day, and I was saying that I don't want to use the loss of my family member. Denise, I'm thinking of you. I hope you're here. And I don't want to use that as an excuse to not get things done. My sister would not allow that. And so I'm not going to allow it either. But you know what it did? One of the things, the bad surprises, right? So specifically, here's a bad surprise. It impacts me in other ways. Less patience. Meanwhile, oh my gosh, I got one of my heroes. Oh my God, Diana Bald. So Diana Bald is a leader in the world of AI. And a lot of people talk about AI. Oh, you got to be better at AI. Let's do AI. Don't forget AI, right? But they don't necessarily talk specifics. I wildly encourage you to find Diana Bald on LinkedIn. Find her LinkedIn page. I'm going to tell you the innovations, the detail, the specificity in regards to success in utilizing artificial intelligence. The videos are astoundingly good, by the way, astoundingly good. The characters that are on, stunning. So anyway, by the way, Diana was also one of my bosses, and I have said, and I will say it in front of Diana too, without making her feel weird, right? That's a little weird. She's one of the best bosses I ever had. And my top 3 bosses, all women. My top 3 leaders, all women. And that taught me, encouraged me, and helped me grow. So I bring that up because in the world, there's a great surprise that I just got. It's wonderful to hear from Diana. But here's what I'm also going to add. These bad surprises, okay? Things like I realized I had less patience. I let my follow-up get compromised. Meaning I wasn't as strong at immediate follow-up as I pride myself on. And that's on me. That's not based on the circumstances. That's on me. That's the accountability we're going to touch on today in regards to moving forward and course correcting. All right. And then also, what I'm going to add is it was always a challenge for me to remain focused. I use very specific techniques to stay focused, to complete tasks, to move forward. So my vision becomes a reality. My vision and my reality were all twisted sideways. And now here we are in March, and we're like, all right, so now what? So now what? Hence the point of today. Here's what I'm imagining, right? I don't have a visual and I need one, and that's on me. Picture a cat and a ball of yarn, right? And don't tell me you have not watched a Instagram cat video. Don't tell me that. I may or may not have seen one or several, but picture a big ball of yarn and a cat and all this destruction, and it's that ball of yarn are all of your goals, dreams, aspirations, plans, innovations, because other things got in the way, and the systems are all sideways. And yet here you are with this big ball of yarn, and you don't know what to do with it. Cat knows what to do with it. You don't. So that, and maybe I'm taking a leap there. I'm guessing you don't know what to do with it. So the risks. People give up as early as mid-March, earlier actually. The science, the research all back up the fact that those lofty goals, those visions that you were doing, I was doing in late December to be ready to explode into 2026, people give up. Whether it's your health, whether it is your business, whether it's your life, your relationships, your revenue, your investments, people will literally be like, you know what? I'll catch them again in April. Or I'll catch them again in 2027. You know what? We're going to kill in 2027. Anybody do that? Anyone? What we're going to do today real fast is make certain you don't do that. Why? Because you don't have to do that. That is not a cause and effect. I'm a little sideways on my plan, my weight, my life, my finances, my sales numbers, my team building. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, here's the metaphor. That ball of yarn, right? All that. We're going to unravel that ball of yarn. And we're going to do it together. And you're going to see how easy it is to do. And when we unravel that ball of yarn, then we're going to pick a few things to roll with. Victory, so to speak. Small wins. Stackable successes that we can roll forward. All those buzzwords that you've heard. Well, here's John Duffin's definition of what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to unravel that ball of yarn. You ready? Okay. I'm going to use one of my tactics that we're going to turn into metrics. All right. Here's a tactic that I teach in my communications world. And so everyone that's here, my YouTubers, my LinkedIn crowd, my Facebook crowd, let's take 16 seconds to unravel that ball of yarn in our head. And we're going to use what I call my Navy SEALs breathing hack combined with your body of evidence to deliver great results. You ready? Takes all of 16 seconds. Okay, let's do it. Right now, that's 16 seconds. Go. You're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. You're going to hold for 4 seconds. You're going to exhale for 4 seconds. And you're going to hold again for 4 seconds. And that's it. Boom. What does that do? This is a proven, and when I said Navy SEALs, I mean it. This is a life or death breathing technique created, utilized by Navy SEALs to bring people out of panic attacks, literal life or death situations. If you've ever been a part of any training on my part, I didn't invent this. My psychologist, my therapist, my zonefulness coach, Joseph Dowling, taught this to me, and I use it in every session. It is a proven tool, documented, tons of research that will demonstrate that it will clear your head. The body of evidence part, it's a reminder. This is a confidence builder. Tons of research on this too that I can send to you. Just ask me. In regards to that body of evidence, think of something you've done in your life during those 16 seconds. Don't overcomplicate it. That you've done that you feel good about, right? So for me, I was on camera. Who'd have thunk that, right? I was on camera in February of this year. It was on Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact, February 14th. So it was really cool, right? Really cool opportunity that I'm very proud of and more grateful than proud. Okay. So I think of it and think, okay, well, if I could do that, well, then maybe I can handle something else. So 16 seconds of strategic breathing. One good thing that you've done, combine them, and what does it do? It builds energy. It builds confidence, and it allows you to focus for your next important matter at hand. All right. So remember that ball of yarn? Maybe you're like, okay, I'll figure this out next week, next month. I'll do great in second quarter, whatever. Let's build the foundation right now, shall we? So what we did is we just put ourselves in a mental, emotional opportunity to handle that job. Now, what do we do with that? Here's what we're going to do. I can lean into this is a notepad that I utilize because it happened to be the first one available to me. There is nothing fancy about this notepad. I mean it, nothing. Yes, there are calendars, and every thought leader has their own specific planning calendar. Let's simplify this. I'm going to take 2 thought leaders who I have worked with directly, coaches, as you will. Mel Robbins. Now, she's got her own planner, but Mel Robbins has also it's got to be toward the very top. It's in the top 3, just not nominated, was part of the Time Women of the Year. Women of the Year, right? Mel Robbins was just one of them. Just came back from the ceremony. She, not me. She just came back. They didn't ask me. She just came back from the ceremonies. And has one of the world's largest podcasts, I believe. She's top 3 right now. Could be second, could be first, but top 3. I've been a Mel Robbins fan, as they say, since the very beginning. For me, I can remember, oh my gosh, early 2000s, taking her courses. Mel Robbins would actually hop on live during those courses in the early parts of the day. She's amazing, right? But she talks about this declutter. Write things down. I coach for people to speak and communicate at their best. One of the misconceptions I believe, or that has been shared with me, is that I'm teaching people to sound like orators, right? Measured and calculating. It's none of those things. None of those things. what I coach, my sales coaching, my sales training, my communications blueprint, all have to do with your best, most true, authentic voice. That's what I get to do. But what you get to receive, hence my podcast called Your Message Received, is what you intend to say clear so that anyone who hears you, whether it's one person or a group of people, completely understand where you're going and what you're trying to say. Here's the writing hack that I talk about. You don't start that way. You don't. You know what's a great way to do so, whether you do it in the morning or even better, right now? Write stuff down. Okay? Write stuff down. Write it with all the emotion, with all the heart, with all the doubt, right? What's on your mind? What needs to get done? I call it a download. That's all. A download. Anything that's on your mind. Oh, right. I got to see my mom today this afternoon. Oh, right. She had asked me to pick up Visine. Oh, I've got to come up with my top 5 leads. By the way, another person who does this in terms of the writing, and nobody is talking about format or indentations or punctuation or perfect grammar. Here's another person, Corey Disson, my first voiceover coach, always talks about document, right? So do I do it every day? No, but I will tell you this. When I do, my day is always better. So listen to him. Listen to Mel Robbins. Write this stuff down in any order. Clear your head. The download part, take 2 minutes. Grab a piece of paper and the first workable pen you can get your hands on. I don't care how big it is, how little it is. Just start writing. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's take 30 seconds, okay? For example purposes, let's take 30 seconds and I will incentivize everyone, by the way, who is still working with me 22 minutes in. I'll incentivize anyone who is watching me live now. All of you, I see the numbers. Thank you for that. That we're going to write for 30 seconds. First person that drops one of their thoughts in the comments, I'll give a free 60-minute coaching sessions too. Just like that. Okay? So, do you have your pen? My handy dandy TD Bank pen? My whatever notebook that just happened to be available. I'm going to set the timer for 30 seconds. And we're going to do 30 seconds, right? And then at this point, we're going to compare notes. All right? So here you go. 30 seconds it is. Boom. You ready? Go. 30 seconds goes by really quickly, right? I'm going to read one of my own, okay? Because I felt like I added to the equation too. I like this, by the way. Emmanuel, thank you for that. Less is more. You got it. Thank you for that. And I'm grateful for your feedback. Thanks for tuning in. So one of the things that I wrote down for me, okay, was key personal calls that I have to make. You know, this thing that we can't get out of our hands, actually dial numbers. There's 3 personal calls that I wrote down. Why does that matter? Because it will help me unclutter my mind. It will help me get rid of the guilt. Oh my God, I haven't called anybody today. I've texted, I've Teams, I've Slacked, but have you called anyone? So I do that to A, I don't mean just gossip sessions with personal calls, but help me declutter my mind, help me solve problems, help me think, help me move forward. So I wrote that down. Did anyone write anything down that they'd like to share? If you did, drop it in the comments. And to me, if you did, as a suggestion that you can do today. Now remember, and we've done 2 of the hacks so far, and we're going to hit the third one in a moment. But the first one was clear your mind, declutter your mind. Try the Navy SEALs breathing technique with the body of evidence. It's a 16-second exercise, right? You got that time. 2, declutter, download, write anything down in any order you want. Remember, when I talk about optimizing your communications, that's not how it begins. You don't want to sound measured and you don't want to sound like an orator. I'm going to give you the third tip in 1 second. Great. Here's the third tip. Find the things that get your attention first. In all that clutter that you're writing stuff down in here, can't even read half the stuff that I wrote. Maybe you could read. I can't even read half of it, but it was important to me. Circle 3 of them. Bonus. Do them. Do them. Pick one. Go do it. Me, I will make those 3 calls the moment I end this training in about 3 minutes. Okay? I'll make those calls. I'm going to feel great at the end of it. 1, because they're 3 of my very favorite people in the world. Love them, miss them, they help me. 2, when I'm done, I will have one major thing that's been on my mind concluded. So again, look at the clutter, all that nonsense that you were writing, right? Find 3 things that your eye is drawn toward. Oh, right. I got to circle them, do them. 3, not 3 million. 3, that's it. Do a happy dance when you're done those 3. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to have more bandwidth. Your ability to communicate in business, your next important meeting, your next important relationship that you're either going to begin, build, enhance, are all going to improve as you declutter. Because what we are going to be doing is removing the clutter of what occurred in the past. I didn't get to do this. I didn't get to do that. I should have done this. I hate that I didn't do that. And all those horrible negative feelings that absolutely compromise your communications. And when you're compromised in your communications, you're not saying exactly what you want to say because people are interpreting your emotions, your distractions, your clutter. You can't get rid of all that. It's like that big ball of yarn that I talked about earlier, right? So you've got that big ball of yarn and you're trying to fake your way through it and fake it till you make it. And you've heard all those stupid cliches, right? They have a purpose, but they're only stupid to me because they get in the way of your true, authentic self. Your true, authentic self, eventually, when you are able to push when you're able to push free from all of the clutter is when you sound your authentic best. So what we just did is set the table so that you can finish, first off, today. You can set the table for March. You can then course correct so that you're back in Q2. But the very first thing you want to do is unravel that ball of yarn. It frees up memory. It frees up bandwidth. It adds courage. And I'm saying point blank. When you do that, you're going to then be able to see differently how you were able to resuscitate your first quarter goals and light up your second quarter goals as well too. So that's the very first thing. So it's I wanted to keep this short and tight today because sometimes if you're me, you don't know where to begin. That's where to begin. Clear your head. Use the breathing technique, the focus, clear your head. Write stuff down. Write it until you're done in any order. Just write. Just write. Look at what you wrote. Circle the first 3 things that your eyes are drawn to. Do them. When you do that, and we go back to the less is more part, and I love that. When you do that, I'm telling you, the results will then be, you'll then be motivated to make more order out of things, to pull more things apart. It works like a charm. Speaking of which, working like a charm, I am at this moment typing my email address. And I'm typing it because when you need additional help and support and or want to learn more in regards to how I best navigate, how I could directly help you, reach out to me. It's JD at duffinmedia.com. Again, duffinmedia.com is my website, my email address, jd at duffinmedia.com. So I'm telling you right now, click that link, send me an email, and we get set up a discovery call so that we can customize solutions to you. And also you can learn how I work specifically in group coaching sessions, in company coaching sessions, in individual one-on-one coaching sessions. I get to do all that. So that's what I wanted to at least illuminate today. I'm thrilled you showed up for me today. We'll be back with more. We're going to keep decluttering so that you don't have to have all the declutter done by this moment and freak yourself out, but you want to be able to start unraveling, right? So that you will get through. And I promise you, you will get through it. There is no reason to be giving up or throwing in the towel. No reason at all. But the only thing we're not going to do, and I'll speak for me, is we're just not going to sit idly by. Okay? That's where I get to optimize your communications. Keep following me, liking, sharing, check out my podcast, all those sorts of things. Check out my website, duffinmedia.com. I'm damn proud of it. And this is John Duffin, Duffin Media. Thanks for tuning in today. You made it fun for me. I really appreciate it. For the direct contributors, means a lot to me. And for everyone who was checking me out from the sidelines, I'm thrilled. Try this stuff out. It works. And we'll be back with you soon. John Duffin, Duffin Media. Have a great rest of the day. Talk soon. Bye.